nowhere, Devon Davis. Them just parachute him. A Dalrymple bodyguard, you know. And Dalrymple say, come me boy. And you me a run. I see them kick out Muzzy. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Jamana lie you a tell. Lie you a tell. North East St. Elizabeth is not as bad as Northwest St. Elizabeth. Santa Cruz is far developed. Far developed than in Northwest St. Elizabeth. So if you don't know nothing, no bother with it. Boy, him lose it long time, but it shouldn't happen. Should not have happened. It might sound a little weird, but that's just the truth. Oh, at Northwest, you mean? Oh, I see. Anyway, people, I just shared a story as to why Tova Hamilton is not speaking with the mayor. And I just shared the reason why Dalrymple is not speaking with the mayor, Colin Gager. But it is wrong, and it is now sending a signal that both North Trelawney and South Trelawney is in a predicament. You can't tell me, say, both members of Parliament, Tova Hamilton and Marissa Dalrymple, is not speaking with the mayor of Trelawney. The mayor of Trelawney, Colin Gager, who controls the entire parish. Both MPs are not speaking with the mayor. That is not good labor rights. And I hope the People's National Party is taking note. I hope we in the People's National Party are taking notes. The reason why Tova Hamilton and Dalrymple does not speak to Colin Gager, the mayor, is because Colin Gager is not supporting Dalrymple to return for South Trelawney. And many people share the same sentiments. She has done nothing for South Trelawney people more than to fatten up her pockets. So much so that she even forget that she owned a Mercedes-Benz. She lied on her statutory declaration. And these are the things that happen when you have too much and you can't tell how you come by it, i.e. Andrew Holness. All because Colin Gager supports Matt Daniel for the next candidate for South Trelawney. Tova Hamilton is in her feelings with the mayor. All because Colin Gager said to hell with Dalrymple. She's not supporting Colin Gager. You saw it for yourself. None of Tova Hamilton's divisional conference that she had over the past 3 weeks, there were no visibility of the mayor, Colin Gager. It is sad. It is sad labor rights, and I think time come. Give the people them who know if to do the work now, man. Give those who know how to do the work. I think I would have exhausted these on my screen. Jamaica people, I want to share with you. Anybody know these two these two people? I don't want these persons over my platform. Can my moderator block Diego Dunn from my page, please? I don't want these kind of people on my platform. Block these individuals, please. Why are they over here? Only not like me. I want to steal the palm up. Block this person. Block, please. Thank you. I don't want these kind of people on my page. I don't want them over here. No. These two individuals that represent, for those of you who do not know, Nigel Clark is the outgoing MP for Northwest St. Andrew, and he's giving the seat to Mr. Dwayne Smith, who is the son of former MP Derek Smith. Yes, man. So that's the history. Now, this Derek Smith guy on the screen, I don't want to tell any lie upon you, Derek. See me? Yes. I don't want to tell any lie on you, Mr. Eric. I'm going to just remove the comments for 2 seconds so you could read and tap up the screen. Just continue to tap up this. I don't want to tell any lie on you, because I am going to show the people of Jamaica this morning how cruel and wicked the Labour Party is and those who supports it. So this man, the councillor for the Chancery Hall division, and for those of you who don't know, Chancery Hall is a part of Northwest St. Andrew. Anyway, he is going to take over from Nigel Clark for Northwest St. Andrew, Jamaica. This man, Sam receive 1 billion, I mean million, 1 billion. See that in front town, no? Dwayne Smith, Jamaica Labour Party councillor, receive $1 billion food contract for KPH and other hospitals right across the corporate. Now, Jamaica, you think it is right for someone like this within the Jamaica Labour Party to receive $1 billion contracts, right? To feed our patients, your loved ones who are admitted in the hospital. And you mean to tell me that out of the billions being collected, these are some of what the $1 billion could purchase? Look at this, Jamaica. One boiled dumpling, a piece of yam, and straight out of the mackerel can, piece of sardine. These are the $1 billion contract that the labor rights give out, Jamaica, me not tell no lie pan people. These are what they are feeding your loved ones. Look at this. Spanish Town Hospital, KPH Hospital. Chop up lettuce in a box with piece of round up dough bread. $1 billion contract this, where the government give Dwayne Smith to provide for our patients in our hospitals, See it there? Chop up lettuce and 3 round up bread. See it here, people of Jamaica. Me not tell no lie upon them. Watch ya. The patient breakfast at Spanish Town Hospital. Yet again, bread, roll, and scrambled eggs. And then just slap on the nasty butter in the corner at the box and give the patient. These are what your taxpayer pay them, your politician, your billions to take care of average citizens who are admitted in our hospital. It gets worse, Jamaica. Look at this. Look at this. This same overnight dumpling When no seller what the patient no yam, I eat them put back. I yesterday, me said the person them will reach out, they said, Dre, me couldn't eat it as me open up the box, it's sour. The food sour. And I eat them, I give the patients them a Spanish Town Hospital. Sour. The food sour. See it then from town, no? The same leftover food from the day before. Then drop it back and give the patient. The patient say when me open up the box, the room think. The room sour. And this is what the Jamaica Labour Party is proud of. $1 billion contract, to feed. See there? See him there? Dwayne Smith. See there, we're not telling any lie, Dwayne Smith, JLP councillor, $1 billion food contract with KPH and other corporate area hospitals. See him, the labor rights are collect billions of dollars to care for the patients, sort out the canteen, and see the food them there were the billions of dollars able to buy. See it there? Sardine throw out in a box. See it there? Chop up lettuce in a box with round up bread. See it there? We're not telling any lie. Scrambled eggs and them flash and butter in the corner of the back. See it there? Patient breakfast at the Spanish Town Hospital. And see the dinner there? So rice with overnight dumpling, and the patients said they couldn't eat it when them, by the time the food reached them and them open up the box, the whole ward sour. The ward stinks sour. What is this, Jamaica? $1 billion contract Dwayne Smith get from the government, Billion. Jamaica people, that's why me come with the truth and the facts. Because me no want them see a propaganda me a spread. I'm negative. I bring down the country. Where is the lie that I'm telling? If you have been to the hospital at Spanish Town, KPH, am I telling a lie? I'm not telling any lie. Dwayne Smith, you get $1 billion contract. Sort out the patients them now. You want them recover and recuperate. Not true. Give them something nutritious now. So that's the little body can spring back. Strong and healthy. $1 billion contract you get. Taxpayer money you get. If you sort out the people and bring them back on them feet. And this is the best you could have done. Sardine straight from out of the can. Remember, one tin of sardine sometimes have 3 or 4 pieces of fish in it, And at that you give the patients one of the fish out of 1 can of sardine. See it there? See it there, my people? Bread rolls cut up with lettuce. See it there? Scrambled egg. And the same bread roll. And then just flash in some butter in the corner of the box. This is how they treat the patients after they collect $1 billion contract. See, they see the dinner there. Overnight, the same overnight dumpling where the patients them refuse. I them give them back for the. Look at this. The patients say when them open up the box, the whole ward was stink, sour. The food sour. May God help us under the Jamaica Labour Party and the few remainder months they have left in this country. That's why them not gonna like me, Them not gonna like me, Dre Brian, because the people them confide in me. Yeah. That's why them not gonna like me, Dre Brian, because people confide in me. You don't think this right? You don't think this right, people of Jamaica? For the Labour Party to be granting $1 billion contract to Dwayne Smith. And look at what them a feed the patient. The patient said, Dre, when me open up the box, the food sour. The word was stink. The same overnight dumpling where the patients them refuse. How can me not really so knowledgeable when it come on to nutrition? How can you give a patient dumpling and rice? Those are too much carbs. That's too much carbs. If a flour, if a rice. What you give them both for? The patient said, Dre, when me open up the box, the food was sour. It started to smell up the whole ward that I was on. I couldn't eat it. They couldn't eat it. The same with the breakfast. Look at the breakfast. Butter slapping at the corner one box. Look at that. Shred up lettuce with bread. One sardine out of one can. With the same overnight dumpling. And it look like because the patients them no yam the dumpling for the breakfast, them slap it on in the evening, give them for yam for dinner. Uno is a wicked set of people, uno labor rights, and yet still uno collect $1 billion contract to provide the patients with nutritious meal. See then from town, Dewey and Smith, the councillor, received $1 billion food contract for KPH, another corporate hospital. See him there? See him there? That's why they don't like me, you know. That's why they don't like Dre Bryan. Because the people of this country confide in me to let me know what they're enduring. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I want one of them come tell me this morning, say a lie me a tell. Come and tell me, say a lie me a tell, no? Come and tell me that I am not telling the truth. Is who that? Wally in there. Estrine Richards. See her comment? I used to work at KPH and it's true the patient's talking. All right. All right. As some me like when me turn on my live, Jamaicans are not afraid to speak the truth. We must learn to stand up for something. It is not right for the government to award them very own with contracts. This is conflict of interest. How on God's earth the government is going to award them very own with contracts of billions of dollars? Good God Almighty, man. Enough is enough, people of Jamaica. This is corruption. Dewey and Smith is a councillor. He will be the next MP for Northwest St. Andrew. And you, as the government, award your very own, with billions of dollars to take care of hospital patients. And out of that billions of dollars that you're granted to your very own, this is the best they could come up with. One fish out of one sardine can. You know when you buy one sardine, sometimes 3-4 sardine in the one can, and you are going to give a patient one fish out of the sardine can? Shred up lettuce with one piece of roll? And for the breakfast, look at this. Look how you just plaster the patient's supposed to have butter though. Who get them your people here? We say them your nutritionists. No wonder we patients them are dead off. What is this? Look on the breakfast and the boiled dumpling that they give to the patients. It look like the patients them no near me for breakfast and them still come give them for dinner. Who slap on the overnight dumpling? Look at this, Jamaica. You know what I mean? Me I go move on from it because me want to know if we as a people now go do something about this government. We now got to do something about this government. It's unacceptable, Dwayne. It's unacceptable. Xander in 2021 and it's the same so the meals them look. Alright. So your sister me now tell no lie though. A straight from out of KPH. And Spanish Town Hospital. Me I get evidence, you know. And no lie me I tell from the government. I'm not telling any lies. But you know must do better with taxpayer money. And in the first place, the government should not have awarded them very own with this contract. $1 billion contract. You give your own. And this is how them take the taxpayer money and do with it for the people. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Enough is enough. I would love to hear what Dwayne Smith has to say about this, you know. I would love to hear what he has to say. My God. Anyway, people, I want to talk a little about them two, yeah. The Chuck E. Cheese. Yes, man. Chuck and Charles, a.k.a. Chuck E. Cheese. Yes. Because from the other day I realized them two ya smell themselves. I don't know what it is, but there is something about Chuck and Charles, a.k.a. Chuck E. Cheese. Yes, man. Wanna listen to the IC interrogation yesterday in Parliament? I wonder if you listen to the Integrity Commission, how they handled themselves yesterday. The one Justice Seymour Panton him, you think him easy? But they should have known better. You, Mr. Pernell Charles, as a lawyer, you should have known say when you come on to a King's Council, you can't fool or trick them. All right, Richard, let me check. Give me a second there. Let me check. You should have known as Delroy Chuck, Minister of Justice. Not because you're the Minister of Justice means say you're higher than King Council. No. Justice Seymour Panton make you look like idiot in the Parliament yesterday. No wonder them a double know as Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck and Charles, a.k.a. Chuck E. Cheese. Eh? Me no understand. Chuck E. Cheese. What go on, comrade?
What go on now, comrade?
Boy, we there blaze the fire. What go on over Portland?
Yeah, man, we hope you active up yourself and
That for one.
have someone, you know, easy.
My brother.
Fellow.
Yeah, my brother. All right. Because she's the laughing stock in Parliament yesterday. Justice Seymour Panton yesterday, the labor rights, these two try to manipulate Justice Seymour Panton. And Mr. Panton stood his ground and represent the IC well, leaving Delroy Chuck and Pernell Charles Jr. like two idiots in the house. I want you to listen carefully. Listen carefully, people of Jamaica.
Integrity Commission. Now, in relation to this annual report, Mr. Chairman, it was dispatched to the Parliament in late June. The letter that I signed sending it is dated the 24th of June. And I did notice that no sooner than the annual report left the offices of the Integrity Commission, no sooner than it left the offices, there were public broadcasts of it before it was tabled. And I noticed that it happened also with another report that was sent subsequently, and another report that was sent last week. No. If it is thought that anyone in the commission is leaking these reports, we would like it brought to our attention, would like it investigated, because anybody in the commission who leaks, if it's an employee, instant dismissal. But I find it strange that all these things would be leaked immediately after it leaves the commission and sent to Parliament. I find it puzzling to understand if it is happening from the commission, why is it that it is delayed, the leak is delayed until it is sent away from the office. I cast no aspersions.
You hear that, people? I wonder if you not hear that a while ago. Yes? I wonder if you not hear that a while ago. Judge Seymour Panton exposes what is happening within the Jamaica Labour Party. You can't tell me. So the IC has been investigating all along. Secretly. You don't know, say you are being investigated. Besides, when them reach out to you and ask you for certain information. And the moment the investigation is concluded, the findings are sent to 4 people down at Parliament. You know, you're not leaking during the investigation when it there IC, you know. But the moment it is sent to these 4 labor rights, Andrew Wife, Heroy Clark, the clerk of the house, and Tom Tavares, these 4, it is being made public before it is even tabled. Let me tell you something. These people on the screen are a danger to our democracy. Delroy Chuck, Justice Minister, the Constitution Umande Malawi Fort, and the rise and fall. Yes, because you're bound to fall, you know. You, Mr. Charles. Uno went to the extreme yesterday to defend the Prime Minister. And y'all were left embarrassed. Y'all were left embarrassed. You can't tell me. And you know, hear the Prime Minister say anything about it. Had it been the PNP was in government, you would have heard the Prime Minister on top of him voice talk about corruption. How is it that an investigation is before Parliament to be tabled? It's not tabled yet, but the public know about it. Anyhow, the Labour rights were in opposition. I guarantee you, Andrew Holness would have raised a red flag and said corruption is there. And he would have held the government accountable. So let me tell you something, them little something your young people are look upon, you know. These are the things that our young people in this country are looking on. They said nothing. G2K said nothing, and the young affiliation youth arm of the JLP says nothing. But to hear them come out to talk about Donovan Mitchell, this. You don't hear anything from the Labour Party condemning it. How can you have something so important as the findings of a report that could jeopardize someone's future and them fate? And it has been leaked not once, not twice, but 3 times. The Integrity Commission did their investigation and the findings are sent to Parliament. Before the report is tabled, it is in the public domain. I say to you this morning, Jamaica, the Jamaica Labour Party wants to make the IC compromised. That is their aim and that is their plan. The Integrity Commission has done nothing wrong. And Justice Seymour Panton would have made the Justice Minister Delroy Chuck look like a boy in the house yesterday. And he would have made Malawi Fort look like a mad woman in the Parliament. It's not a good look. What happened to good governance, people? What happened to good governance? It not happened 1 time, it not happened 2 times, 3 times it happened. The IC send a seal report down a Parliament. And the moment it reached down a Parliament, it not even open yet, it not tabled yet. And it reach up at the incubator JLP of FM. And you don't hear the Justice Minister come out and say anything. You don't hear the Prime Minister adjust it and say, no, I am not for corruption. Something is wrong here. Not once, not twice. 3 times it happened. And the Prime Minister mum about the issue. We have to get rid of these people. We have to get rid of these people. It is wrong and it is not a good look for good governance. I could have PNP in a power. Good governance is what the people require in this country. As bad as things is, when the former clerk of the house was there. We never used to hear no farmer reports that get leaked. The moment they push out this woman, Andrew and his wife, get rid of the former clerk of the house, all hell break loose. Every report that the IC sent to Parliament I get leaked. Why? They want to make the IC compromised. It is wrong. And that's all the people of this country seeks, is good governance. And that's why Judge Seymour Panton yesterday, a man of integrity, made the entire country look down on the government yesterday. Me say me shame like a dog. Never have we seen this yet. You under investigation, and because you don't like the findings, you are going to call the entire commission together. Over the years, when you congratulate them, you know, you big them up. Wonderful job them a do. And the moment them dig up your business and find that you are in breach, Mr. Prime Minister, you want to condemn them? No, Andrew Holness, you have disappointed not only yourself, you have disappointed the people of Civil Right Garden. You have this, you make the people them and Norman Gardens look like criminals. You have deceived the Parliament. And you have deceived the people of Jamaica and the diaspora. And you, Andrew, you need to start put your clothes in a bag and start to pack and do the do. You can't tell me, Jamaica, that Delroy Chuck, Justice Minister, Malawi Fort, Constitution Minister, and this Orikumo boy, same as a lawyer. You think a lawyer is greater than King's Counsel? Huh? You think you as a lawyer could have tied up a King's Counsel? Seymour Panton is a man of integrity. And he made the government look extremely corrupt yesterday, trying to defend the Prime Minister. I say to you, Jamaica, where was Andrew or his wife? Where Andrew and his wife there yesterday? Why weren't they a part of the discussion? Even if Andrew was not there, why was Andrew's wife not there yesterday? Huh? Jamaica, I want you to listen to this clip. How Justice Seymour Panton ripped through the government yesterday. Listen carefully to Judge Seymour Panton.
That the commission is partisan and that the commission, that there is malice in its operations. I'd just like to point out that the persons who made those statements know that it is not true. They know that we know it is not true. And they know that Jamaicans know that it is not true. there's a situation where 70% of the persons on the voters list do not vote. And it is startling that it could be suggested that the 5 commissioners happen to be partisan. So we reject that. In terms of our performance over the years, we have on record from no one higher than the Prime Minister that in 2020 he commended the Commission in our Anti-Corruption Day celebration. He said, under the leadership of Chairman, the Honorable Mr. Justice Seymour Panton, the Commission continues to distinguish itself, operating without fear or favor in pursuit of a just and corruption-free society. That was 2020. In 2022, he said that the Commission has done an outstanding job in increasing awareness and understanding of the anti-corruption framework. And as recently as December last year, he said, I am therefore pleased to note its work to expand public sensitization programs and improve investigative performance and technical proficiency, all of which represent a comprehensive approach to addressing corruption. I also commend the Commission's efforts to strengthen awareness and compliance, as well as its dedication to improving responsiveness, etc., etc. So I just want, although I know that Jamaicans on the outside know that those statements made in this hall by parliamentarians are not true, although they know that the words here go international. So for the record, I wanted to put on there what none other than the Prime Minister has said in relation to the work of the Commission. And I hope that puts to rest the question of partisanship and malice.
Stop. You hear that a while ago, Jamaica? Since 2020, every year, Andrew send message to the Integrity Commissioner, big them up, pan the work what them a do. Eh? I congratulate them. Them is a beacon when it come on to integrity. So, oh no, that's you under the spotlight. And because them found discrepancies where you is concerned, Mr. Prime Minister, all of a sudden, the IC are the devil from hell. And you want constitution change, and you want this struck out. All because they would have found enough evidence to deem you one of the illicit. It gets worse, Jamaica. Let us continue to listen.
As regards some other statements made in this room about giving orders, the Commission takes orders from no one other than the court, and it needs to be understood. The Commission takes orders from no one other than the court. Of course, there is God-given orders which we all obey. And I hope, Mr. Chairman, that the persons who were making that they will desist, because it fuels, such statements fuel a sort of mood among sycophants. And in the kind of society in which we live, we need to understand that persons should be very careful of what they say. there is a member of parliament who was actually, Mr. Chairman, sent out a document with the photographs of 4 of us saying that we are bringing down the government. Now, in this climate, for a member of parliament to be doing that, it's reprehensible. And I have not heard any parliamentarian condemn it. And they are sending out, their parliamentarians sending out WhatsApp notes of all sorts of reprehensible things. And I hope that somebody will take the leadership to correct them. We on the Commission, we are committed to doing what the legislation permits us to do. That is what is happening. And it is not fair for the employees to be set in a stage where they can be set upon. So I trust that folks will realize that the reports that we send from the Integrity Commission, they are reports of facts. There are factual statements in the reports. Of course, there are recommendations attached to the reports which the law allows. The law says that the Director of Investigation may make recommendations. The recommendations that are made, the Parliament need not follow them. In fact, the Parliament in Jamaica has a history of recommendations being made by people who make reports, Commission of Inquiry, and the recommendations are ignored. So we understand that. And we should not really have a situation where we are being pilloried for doing what.
That's right, for doing your job. That's right. Now, after listening to that, I wonder which minister Justice Seymour Panton referring to has sent out WhatsApp message and I said this and I said that about the Integrity Commission. 2 ministers. You don't realize, say, Mouta Masiliza, we talk all kind of things about the IC wasn't there yesterday. And when me say Mouta Masiliza, you're supposed to know who me attack. Yeah. You don't need no eyeglass. Fi know who me a refer to as Mouta Masiliza. That's right. That is it, my people. Where was him yesterday that was attacking the IC? I tell you, that is what labor rights do. You see, when them back is against, them say this and say that, you see, when them back is against the wall, then we analyze you. Labor rights will murder people to stay in power. That's their history. Axiaga and Bruce and now Andrew Holness. Then we do up you to stay in power. And because he couldn't get Radam Justice Seymour Panton yesterday, you notice who he take it out, Pan? In very own outgoing Minister of Finance. You never see him yesterday? Me blows, me say, Parliament coming like one piece of soap opera. Gone were the days when me I grew up as a young man, The moment me see Parliament, me say, cho, boring and chatter. Me, I will sit down and listen to the whole of Parliament from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Parliament nice. So tell. Me say, Everald Warmington was noticeably absent. Couldn't face Justice Seymour Panton yesterday. And you could have seen the anger, how shame he was in take it out from the outgoing finance minister, Nigel. You know, see how Everald Warmington go on with Nigel yesterday in a parliament. Nigel have to give account for everything. That man upon the screen, him. Jamaica, I want to open the phone lines. But just before I open the phone lines, I got one more clip I want you to listen to. Yes? One more clip I want you to listen. Listen to this, and then we open the phone lines. Because I want to hear from you what you think about the developments in Trani, what you think about Justice Seymour Panton and Greg Christie's holding the government accountable yesterday. And we're going to wrap up with this clip. Listen to this clip carefully, and then we're going to open the phone lines.
I'm compelled to ask of the Commission's perspective in that context on statements that have been made by the Executive Director in September 2023 when, following the unfortunate incident on Director Evans, we heard a response saying you should ask the government that, ask them what it means. I note the response in writing, the explanation, but I would like to know objectively, and this is not an attack. In this space, we should be able to have honest, open conversation, and the country wants to know this. So let us put it to rest today. What, Chairman Panton, is your perspective on those comments from our Executive Director following such a significant and unfortunate incident? Do you consider those statements to be statements that you would categorize as such that fuel a sort of mood among sycophants, and statements within the category that we should be careful of because of how the society would view them? Chairman, I'm very interested in knowing that. And in that vein, I have other issues, but I will ask the Chairman that first and then move to the other matter. I'm surprised that statement by the Executive Director has been raised again. The fact of the matter is that those of us who are on the Commission were in a position then, at the time of the incident, to understand why the Executive Director reacted as he did. Now, there were some very serious security concerns. I don't want to go in depth, but I have to say, because I have been asked, that Commissioner of Police Anderson, gave certain instructions to one of his senior members, and those instructions were not carried out. Had those instructions been carried out, the incident may well not have happened in respect of Director Evans. And in fact, Mr. Chairman, as a result of the disregard of the instructions of Commissioner of Police Anderson, I had to write a letter to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, copied to the Minister of National Security, exactly 1 week 1 week before this incident. And there's much more I could say, but the reaction by the ED was, to our mind, understandable. I leave it at that.
I leave it at that, indeed. You hear that, people? Just before the shooting attack on the IC member, Mr. Panton said he wrote a letter to the Prime Minister himself. Yeah? Who know what that letter is about? Maybe that letter have to do with security. Maybe them see something which they want extra security. The Prime Minister did nothing. Only never hear the man a while ago. That's what he said a while ago, you know. That's what he said. Jamaica, I thought that was the last clip. But just before you think it could get any worse, Justice Seymour Panton, after listening to what he would have said, the man said he is coming to the house and him not trust none of them, especially the labor rights them. Mr. Panton say not trust none of uno. Jesus Christ. The man said not even forgive him a glass of water in the House of Parliament. He don't trust them. That is bad. That is bad. The man bring down to his own water and told the labor rights them shame. Hear them now. Oh, I see you walk with your own holy water. Shame them, shame, you know. Who knows? You might not see them as the minister do it, you know. But the little boy, girl, and boy, them which try to walk round and do the little, you know. Might cook up the little man water and give him. And that them do Donald Sangster, you know. And that them members of the labor rights, them poison them very own prime minister, you know. You know, must think labor right history nice. I want you to listen to the final clip and then I'm going to open the phone lines. Stick and stay. Because we are here to beat and teach and bring forth the truth. Justice Seymour Panton said, not even a glass of water I don't want from none of them in the House of Parliament. My God.
Add a personal note, Mr. Chairman, if you'll allow me, that back on this question of malice, I have been a lay preacher in the Methodist Church for decades. Malice is not in my makeup, and it is not in the makeup of the commissioners. And there may be persons who need to repent, and they can join me at church, Providence Methodist, any Sunday. I don't know if something is wrong with the water in Parliament, why some people, the moment they get into Parliament, they say certain things and behave a certain way. I don't know if that is it. As a result, I decided that I wasn't going to take the chance of drinking any water here. Another feature, Mr. Chairman, which I'm very serious about, is that because of what has been happening, I personally intend to see if I can meet with Senator Longmore, doctor, to have a word with her, because it may well be that she needs to have a word with some members of the House. I want to add a personal note, Mr. Chairman, if you'll.
Very well said, Mr. Panton. The man say him walk with him own bottle of water. Not even a drink of water he wants from the parliament. That speaks volume of where the people of Jamaica stands with the Jamaica Labour Party. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Pinky. Good afternoon, Jamaics. Welcome.
Good afternoon, my brother Dre. How are you today?
I am basking in the glory of God. How about you?
I'm basking also. You have any ginger tea?
I did earlier.
I know that you must carry some when you go to Parliament because it look like the GLP them have bad stomach.
Lord of mercy. Very well, very well.
Ah boy, I'm here listening to you, from morning I've been listening to you, going around doing some chores in the place and listening to you.
Thank you,
But
thank you.
yeah, man. My overall statement of what happened yesterday, because I listened most of it yesterday,
Yes,
is that Bartlett opening statement of the committee was very vacuous.
yes,
Just words. It had no meaning. But Justice Panton, he set the tone
yes.
and the foundation of the entire commission yesterday.
True.
You understand me? And Chuck and the yearly report that the IC gives to the parliament, obviously Chuck is not reading the information that the IC is giving
That's
to
true.
him. So he's asking questions that are in the answer. All the answers are in the yearly report, which wasted our time. Then Malahuno had, with her empty head, asked some empty questions. Not one of them make any sense. And from what we saw yesterday, we saw a lack of intelligence,
Yes,
a lack of preparedness from them, a lack of knowledge, a lack of acceptance of what is really happening with them, and there is no accountability from them. And I love the sermon of the water given and delivered by Justice Panton yesterday.
yes.
Because in my little family here in Montego Bay, we have a thing with the same water thing where we question people of low intelligence what kind of water they are drinking. So, it goes back to emphasize the fact that we have a nation right now being led by people who drink some impure water. And in life, water represents life. And if our motto or our normal saying in Jamaica is that Jamaica is the land of wood and water, and if our water is tainted and the labor rights are drinking tainted water, we have to make the difference and deliver pure water. And we're going to have to baptize lots of them like how we baptized Dennis Meadows in Trani some years ago. Because as Justice Panton said, they have to repent. And I'm like, when we invite them to come to church, because enough of them need to find the altar and repent
That's
of their
true.
sins, because it's sins, The whole of them are pure sinners over there, so not
True,
one of them
man.
can face God. And I yield the floor to someone else, my brother.
Thank you, Pinky. Thank you. Big up yourself. Good
Thank you.
morning. Good morning, Jamaics. You want to go ahead, Jamaics?
And blessing to you, my brother, and blessing to everybody on the panel.
Yeah,
Those
man.
in the For You page. keep
Yeah, man.
tapping up the live. I think it should be over 600, 700 people. I watch the live because a revelation time, man. Yesterday is a statement. It shows all of the tiki them from the great white shark, the king of the ocean when it comes on to law. Because what they came up and do yesterday, the government is a shame and disgrace to the Jamaican people. I would like to ask Mr. Pernell Charles, again, continue to like the live people because more people need to hear. I want to ask Mr. Pernell Charles, who is the sycophant? That's a very disrespectful and degrading statement for the Jamaican people who are critical thinkers. You're bright. What you mean by sycophants? I would love to know why you say that. That is a disrespect again to the Jamaican people. We must support and stand behind the Integrity Commission. They're batting for the freedom of Jamaica. We cannot move forward with corruption. Corruption is not good. And we have to get that. This one is another dunce, man. You're talking to people and you don't know who they are and what they represent and also their profession. You're a crying shame to the Jamaican people. Why is it that we have a bunch of dunce that lead Jamaica? You feel a way when you know that these are the people that you're paying to represent. The man title, you don't know the man title, the man is sitting in front of you, your government, your prime minister, and you don't know the man title. It is a disrespect to the Jamaican people. But I yield the floor and I'll listen to other people's take on it, but it was a great revelation. I would not drink them water.
That's right. Thank you, Jamaica. Big up yourself, my brother. Morning, Trems, Wagwan.
Good morning, Dre, and good morning, comrades all. Reporting from the wonderful, beautiful constituency of Trelawney Northern.
Yes.
We greet you well. So, Dre.
To meet you. I'm in Mana. I'm in Stonebrook. I have to meet you.
Jamaics, DM me after, please, because I'm not that far from you. DM me after. All right, so guess what now, Dre?
Tell me.
You see Tova Hamilton?
Yes.
I've seen many MPs come to Trelawney Northern. Many. She's not, I'm gonna be very honest, she's not the worst MP I've ever seen in the constituency, but you know what Tova's problem is? Tova's interpersonal skills leave a lot to be desired.
Oh.
That is Tova's weakness. Tova does not know how to talk to people. She alienates people, even the very laborites that helped her reach in the position that she is, she malice them. Tova interpersonal skills are poor. So let us put aside the fact that Trelawney Northern is a PNP bastion. Even if there was a national swing against the People's National Party, Tova would have still not won. Why?
Oh.
Because Tova's interpersonal skills are poor.
So you're saying, Trems, that either way she take it, she's gonna go because not only that the people turn against her very own personality
That is
is going to cost her the seat.
That is it. And as I said before, Tova is not the worst MP I've ever seen. She's not, to be honest with you. But her interpersonal skills, Dre.
Yes.
That is Tova's weakness.
I like your point.
That is her weakness.
I love that point. Lovely point.
Yeah, man. So that is fear problem. But either way, we're going to take a seat from her. Either way, you know, Trelawney had done PNP place already, so we're going to just do the right thing and do what we need to do. As for the parliamentarians from the Jamaica Labour Party side that showed their ass yesterday, I'm glad that their ass was handed to them by Justice Panton. It won't have no sense over that side. It more wanna try to hide on yourself and put in all these innuendos, the more wanna show up on yourself. Uno not say una idiot. Uno not say una idiot. And even uno come with this Michael business, the man pay the fine. Yes, I agree. I agree that he should have met the deadline, and I hope that he doesn't do that again in terms of his declarations that he will file further in the future. Please try and stick to the deadline. But at least, he was transparent enough to come out and say, this is what happened. This is the penalty that I have paid, and it won't happen moving forward. What about your Prime Minister? What about him and everybody else who is under investigation? No, have no moral authority if it's talk to nobody. And you see, you, Mr. Charles Jr., me I notice you, you know. Me I notice you. You look something. You look position. You
Yes.
they look position, but don't worry yourself. What no time soon comes, so I don't have no time. I yield forger. That's it from
Thank you,
me.
Trems. Thank you. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Good morning, Jermaine Brown. Good morning to you, sir. Go ahead and turn on your microphone, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
This morning. Blessings to all. I am speaking to you from South St. Andrew, Mark Golin's constituency.
Okay.
We here in Kingston, we are paying very close attention to what is going on. I believe that based on what has been going on with the Inquiry Commission and with the backpedaling of the Prime Minister, I believe that he should take into consideration what it looks like to the rest of the world. What is the rest of the world saying about Jamaica's leadership when you are being put under scrutiny and you're not being honest about the things that are being spoken about you, the accusations that are being made about him? He has not made one effort to debunk or to ratify any of those accusations. What he has chosen to do now is to block a very important non-corrupt from doing their job. And I believe that something like that should not be taken lightly. The Jamaican people, whether you're PNP or Labourite, should focus on that. Should focus on that very much and choose to vote against corruption. That is my
Choose. I mean, it's just how can you support corrupt politicians? Me just can't wrap my head around it. But big up yourself, Jermaine. Blessings, my brother. Morning, head boy. Morning, Howard. How you do? Your time, Howard. Turn on your microphone.
Let somebody else come up, yeah?
All right, Jamaica.
Well on, baby. Come out of the nice. Yeah. Yeah, you're me clear
Yeah, man.
now?
Go ahead.
Enjoy.
Yeah, go ahead. We're hearing you.
What happened yesterday was not surprising. What happened yesterday in Parliament was not surprising. For if you look at it, Justice Panton fired the first shot on the Sunday leading up to the Tuesday when he was to appear first in Parliament. If you notice, you don't see the Prime Minister, you don't see Muma Lashi, and you don't see his wife either.
Yes.
Because they know very well Justice Panton make sound judgment. When him sentenced to jail, not even Privy Council can help you. You get the final court, and when him find you guilty, not even the UK can help you. So oftentimes, when a case go before Justice Panton, it better you come and get a deal. Because if it got England, the UK Council will agree with the ruling from Justice Panton. And they know the type of person he is. And what does he do yesterday? I joined the water, a big joking. Is that class the man tell him, say,
Yeah, break up, Howard. Yeah, break up. You look like you're too far from the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you better now?
Yes.
Yeah, so what me I say, what happened yesterday is the whole of them afraid of Justice Panton. That's why Andrew and his wife take with themselves and Warmington. When that the man that sentenced to jail, not even UK Privy Council can help you.
Yes.
Instead I make a wrong sentence like my wolf in Parliamentary. You hear? And what man said in Parliament, report is factual. You hear what I said to you as the chairman? As the commissioner? The man said the report is factual. I can't buy the report. And come next week, and then I blow again to the Jamaica Labour Party because the court got thrown it out. Because a judicial review, if you have malice, if you show say violence were used, and I don't remember the next one, and Andrew case don't fit none of them. So all him have to do right now, for when him lose next week, what happen is, you notice how Pernell Charles come to in defense? So when the infighting start now, Tufton versus Pernell Charles, the party are going to split.
Oh.
And so I make a vote for Charles because Charles did not defend the leader. Wonder if you follow me?
Yes.
So Bola Andrew supporter go support Charles because Charles were integral in terms of defending Andrew. But a craft, Charles a craft. Because he put himself in the front running in the line of duty. So when the battle line draw, for a tough time at the official front runner now. So Charles put himself in the race. So if you notice, from time to time, the other day, the two Charles them, they really in and nothing with the tough time camp.
True.
So he put himself in a frontline position. So, whether you like it is or no, you know. When the case thrown next week, you know, Andrew will resign, you know. Then what else he have to do besides to comply?
He might go left and
The statutory declaration will not be certified. And what happened is, and what I'm glad for again too, the big bad Chucky certified. And it must be compelled. And Justice Panton just talked easily and smiled and said, I just come here because of courtesy. I owe you no obligation to report to you. I report to the court, not here. If you ever see a mother who fought coming like a little puppy dog or shame, and they'll write Chuck, here are, well, I stand my position originally because if this is it, the Integrity Commission have too much powers, and I think it is time for us to review it. I hear what Justice Panton said, the next 20 years.
Yes, I heard that for real.
So what it goes to tell you that them can't change the IC because it's entrenched in the Constitution with the support of the opposition leader. And if you realize in January 2017, January 31st, when the act was passed, Portia Simpson Miller signed off on it. So them can't use them simple majority. No, they need the support from the opposition. So that will never change. But him fix them. And right now, the new talking point, the labor rights run out of options. Them have nothing else to stick. Nothing. And it is a sad day, and better Andrew just call election and do the right thing. Because everywhere them go, them try to do something, the PNP depend on case like Matla. For Glasspool Brown busy, you know. Busy like a bees that do one piece of gerrymandering, you know. Mute my the current. You understand? Him busy, busy like a bees that do one piece of chopping and cutting. And when him ready, him give Andrew the signal. But guess what? Them have a next guess up them sleeve. So I will yield the floor. So continue to burn the fire. Me stay in the comments.
Thank you, Howard. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Elder Roy Martin, good morning. Elder Wagwan, your time, sir.
Good morning, teacher. Good morning.
Morning,
Our
morning.
teacher, what happened yesterday in Parliament? It don't give me nothing to rejoice. Instead of that, my neck is paining me because my head hung down in shame from
Howard got
yesterday
suck
until
my
this
Howard
morning.
got suck my goal and dirty wood and him not being.
Okay. Okay, Linton. Okay. I hope Jamaica is listening, and I hope our young people are listening. That is, and supporters, that is how they operate, and let us not be surprised. All right? And I hope Jamaica who are listening will make the right decision. Those are the kind of supporters that affiliate themselves with the Jamaica Labour Party. Let us continue, Elder. Go ahead, Elder.
Yes, and I was saying that I feel so ashamed. I feel so ashamed. Knowing that when I look on Delroy, Chuck, and Mali Overfoot, how them can big up them chest and demand and bully our parliament. And yesterday, they were so humiliated that them weight come down and I don't think they could have wait a pound and a half to throw them together. Right? Now, when you are going to have Justice Panton is saying that coming here, I bring my own water. That is to show you the mistrust against some of them. That's what he said, some of them, the mistrust. That I don't trust you. You are not decent people. Right? My God Almighty. When somebody is going to stand up and let the world hear that coming out of a justice mouth in our parliament, we're supposed to uphold us in the world, and our parliament is being humiliated like that. Because of some unreasonable and some unscrupulous contenders that leading this country. I am ashamed. Look at what I hear he was referring to Miss Langmore. So I tried to do a medical research with Miss Langmore. It seems that this Miss Langmore is somebody from the some people from the mad
She's a
people
part.
business.
She's a part of the Senate, Dr. Sophia Longmore. She's a
Yes, our
senator.
profession. We're talking about our
Yes.
profession,
Oh, yes.
right? She come from she's doing work within mad people. So if he's going to refer them, he's telling themselves, no mad, no want to see the psychiatrist. Think of those things. Those remarks are dagger, They are dagger, and they don't see that. Me look, Mr. Delroy, they are asking off in face. And those things are dagger. My God Almighty. I dying to see next week come. To see the review just throw out and say, what next? What next? But let me tell you, my brother, make we keep on going. Last night, one of them come up, me was on a blog last night, and one of them come up and say, I'm next, I go dead. When we was talking about the blogger when them shoot up. And we
Wow.
was talking about it. Steve was on Steve, and said, I'm next. But listen me no really matter, Me hold on to me days. So me no matter. I don't matter because me not go stop. Me not go stop. But all I can say, the ship has wrecked and there is no lifeboat left. So, they must understand what I mean. Come, Mr. Wonis, it's time for you now to come clean, tell we, and disappear from the front line and let the People's National Party repair. Because that's why I don't know how we do all well now. Come repair on the damage.
Thank you,
That is like,
Elder.
yes, sir.
Thank you, Elder. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Morning, Louis Ferguson. Good morning to you. Your time, please. Can you turn on your microphone, Louis Ferguson? Hello. Next, one more be a badness. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Brian. Continue blaze the fire, you know, my boss. I
Thank
don't
you.
know if
Thank
things
you.
set.
Thank
But
you.
yesterday was so disgraceful in the parliament, my brother. May I tell you something? Well, you see the labor right there, me I gotta be honest to you. Me I one of the undecided one them out there. Understand what I say? But
Yes.
after the performance, power we say straight.
True.
Remember me tell you.
True.
Because the way all them the people that behave. Then you see, I made a statement the other day and I was threatened for the statement I'm gonna make. But me I gotta make a statement right now again. So the labor right them dunce. I'm not afraid for talk it, Jay. Them dunce. And if you listen to all them talk and I try to talk down to the justice, it's like yeah put badmanism over the actual law itself. That can't work.
True.
You follow me I say?
Yes.
But as I'm tell you from yesterday, it not go call until after them conference. So them conference them a call it, but he go and call. And him have to go. Him have to go. So we keep a fire blazing upon them until him step out.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Alright.
Bless up and stay safe, me G. Good
Jay is
morning.
my Jay is
All
my
right.
time.
Yes, we were calling on you, but your microphone wasn't opening, so that's why we move on. But go ahead, Louis. Go ahead.
Good morning, Jay, Comrade Jay, and
How
all the
you do?
comrades on the platform. I get a thing from overseas, and it read PMP this Jay Bryan live political news. So and I respond to the person is that is when I listen to it, it's not your voice, and you don't curse bad word, because bad word is in it. You hearing me?
Yes, yes.
Right. I don't know if you want me to play it and make you listen it.
I really don't want to entertain them kind of negativity. The persons on my platform know the type of person I am, and if they want to
Well,
cook up, if they want to cook up some sad story, I mean, obviously that person. I mean, me not have no time for it. I am in this
okay.
the blogging thing, so they're going to come at me. But at the end of the day, people know my character and they know what I am about. So if you,
I
Louis Ferguson, could identify that it is not me, then
yes.
well done, sir. Kudos.
I told him that is not your voice, and moreover, you don't curse bad word. And
Thank you.
the leader of the PMP and the Genset, Norman Scott, and all those people, they have called you and congratulate you on your 1 year anniversary.
Being
So
right here
they
on
are,
TikTok.
and those people, I told him that is some AI business, and it's on YouTube. He sent it from
They're,
YouTube.
they're free to do whatever they want. I am moving forward. As you can see, all morning I have been
Full speed
hammering.
ahead.
That's right. I don't have no time for the negativity. You see, if the laborites them did spend time focus on them party like how them focus on Dre Bryan, they would be in a better
Yeah.
position. They would be in a better position today. And I leave it at that. But thank you, Louis
Yeah.
Ferguson. Big up yourself.
But yes, thank you. And but it is a comrade in my division is away and send it to me, you know. And he asked me if this is the Dre Bryan I'm talking about, because I big you up with him at all times. And tell
Okay.
him must listen your platform.
Okay.
So that's why he sent it to me and asked me the question, and I respond with him in a positive way, and I let him know that it's some AI and is some people, other people doing it
All right.
to make it look bad on your side.
All right, Louis. Thank you. Thank you for representing. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Well,
All right.
I told Howard long time, that I have as a cluster manager, a campaign manager, and I'm also a foot soldier for the People's National Party. And I was talking some things one time, and he said that I mustn't go any further because they know me and they will hurt me. So
Yes, Louis. Yes.
right. So that's why I don't come on more often. But I'm looking forward for your show every morning. I join you.
All right.
I try to come on sometimes, but unfortunately I don't get through. But I've been listening to you from last year.
Thank you. Thank you for the support.
Yeah, and I joined Howard the other night, and me and Jamaica was the last person left on it.
All right. Big up yourself. Thank you for your support, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I join you every day.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Morning, Karen office. Good morning.
Morning, my comrades. Good morning, my dearest Dre. Dre, yesterday, I don't know, I keep going back and I keep trying to replay the little things that I would have picked up because I've been very busy. And I keep saying to myself, Delroy Chuck is an MP, I think from 1997 that he would have won his first election. I'm also thinking that he would have served under Bruce Golding as a justice minister and came back under Andrew as a justice minister. Malawu was an attorney general for the party, and I think she did about 5 or 6 years as attorney general. I think she's doing 2 or 3 years now as a person with the constitutional affairs, legal and constitutional affairs thing. And the two of them sound like me and them go to school together.
Yeah.
Just leave that.
Yeah.
They sound like me and them go to school together. They don't know people title, they leading, they doing all kind of stuff that is just so inappropriate. But you know what I like though? I like the fact that Justice Panton was such a gentleman and a justice.
True.
He just sat there, he handled himself very well. And for that we must give kudos. It then now leaves me to think that the concerns that I have, that some other persons will have, some of them might be baseless. Some of them we can just put to bed, because I honestly believe with a Justice Panton, he's going to do all in his powers to make sure justice is served. Yeah. I would have just heard also a gentleman told you that there is spliced videos of you on YouTube. Whether it's on YouTube or TikTok or anywhere, you should ask your viewers to send you the locations that they're at. So whichever person has them on their pages or sites or whatever it is, to send you the handles that they are on in your DM, so that you can in turn report these images and these videos. There are images and videos of you that are attached to things that are not of you, so you need to report them, have them removed. Okay, Dre, if you need assistance in reporting these things, reach out to some of your people and have them assist you.
Yes.
Report, remove. Yep.
Got it.
You don't need to speak on it.
True.
So, Dre, having said all of that, I am now charging the workers of this party, the foot soldiers of this party, to go out into the field, do the necessary things that needs to be done to have your constituencies come home. Please, though we come here and we do this public fight, we need to do those inner fights. There is also going to be a road tour. I do not want to get into the specifics of the road tour, But as it comes closer to the time of these tours, we release the areas in which the party leader will be going into. All right. So I want the comrades to prepare themselves for the tour as it comes into their area.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
wishing you all the best, Trey. Trey, sky's your limit. Do not let anyone deter you on your journey.
Thank you.
I'll tell you something, guy. Trey, the only person that can stop you is you.
True.
And whenever you're on your way up, the devil find time for you.
That's
You see,
right.
if you are down there, he wouldn't be looking at you. So because you're on your way up, he's finding time for you. Let him know to get behind you, okay?
That's right.
We'll talk.
Take care, Karen. Take care.
Good morning, Ingram. Mr. Ingram, your time.
Good morning, comrades on the platform.
Morning, sir.
I heard something just now. Did the person said that Justice Panton actually said that he brought his own water?
Yes, he brought his own water to the parliament, yes.
And he actually said that?
Yes.
What a disgrace. Can you imagine?
Sir Ingram?
I retired.
Sir Ingram?
Yes.
He made it known in Parliament that he would not even drink water from them.
Jesus.
Drake can play the section for you.
Yes,
Are you serious?
Yes, you didn't hear it. I played it right.
No, I didn't. I was driving most of the time. I get most of the latter part of the whole discussion.
Yes, man. Judge.
Can you imagine?
Comrade Ingram, comrade Perry. What he's actually saying now is an indictment on the parliament. He's saying that people go to parliament with good intentions, but somehow then all of a sudden them start to garbage just afterwards. Then I wonder so he must say if it's the water of parliament, everybody drink the water. Him no want drink none. So it's like him accuse them. He not accuse the parliament.
Him no want to get contaminated either.
He was not accusing anybody, as a nation where they try to spread.
By no means.
He was saying that him no want to get the water to start acting stupid like them.
Yes. If it's the water is the problem, him no want to get contaminated.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyhow, morning again. I came here this morning and I've been listening to this to and fro from the other day. And I've drawn some conclusions. And as a lady who leave just now was saying that the workers on the ground, just do your work.
Yes.
And I'm saying to drain this one, please keep this on the front burner.
Absolutely.
Don't leave this one. Because it's only a matter of time. It is only a matter of time. When I hear D. Chuck the other day said in a committee meeting the other day that we should force the IC to certify the Prime Minister's statutory. That's what kind of statement is that? A senior attorney, Minister of Justice, and you're coming on the platform to say that somebody should force the IC to certify the man statutory returns? And what we are listening to this yesterday. I heard Malawi Fort was asking a gentleman asked a question on 2 occasions. And the man answered her. And then the 3rd occasion I heard she asked the man if he's a trained attorney. And the man said yes. I mean, these are instances that clearly depict and suggest and clearly highlight the weaknesses that somebody just, when you're wrong and you're using strength, you're wrong, but you're using strength to do what I don't know. I've been highlighting this point of the conversation from the other day. I'm saying that the Prime Minister of this country salary is already at the maximum of the income tax threshold. Therefore, any other earning must be straight taxation. We all would have known that, right? Any other earning apart from the earning at Parliament as Prime Minister, he's going to pay 30% taxes straight. Any other earning. Because when you're in taxation, what they do is that when you reach the maximum, any other earning, all your earning from all the places are put in one pool. But if one of your source already reach the maximum, any other earning will be subject to taxation. And I'm wondering, it is really embarrassing because one, you have the highest office in the land. Two, your partner, I'm told, is a chartered person. How you get mixed up in something like this? And you know what is no damning? The matter is now played before the court. I'm no lawyer, but my understanding is when it comes to the court, you have to take facts, hard evidence there
Yes.
to substantiate your point. And all of these things will have to come out right there. So I'm saying that this is only a time. Somebody just make a comment like while that Charles Jr. is positioning himself. I join that argument too. Because all of a sudden he's speaking with a certain sense of authority and a certain sense of presence. And that could only be the reason why he's doing it, because ultimately, the Prime Minister of Jamaica cannot stay as Prime Minister of Jamaica. Whoever that Prime Minister is cannot stay there indefinitely without your statutory returns certified. You can't stay there. So it's only a matter of time. So I'm calling on the PNP to just keep this thing on the front burner. This is not a 9-day wonder. This is not damning. And you know, from when I identify this type of quality, I'm not calling it quality, this type of germ at the head, at the start of the game, when this man gave members letters to sign that were not dated.
Yes.
I identify that as one of the greatest acts of deception.
True.
Nobody who have any sense of solid character cannot give a person, anybody don't do something like that. You have a serious problem. When you fellow man like yourself a letter to sign and give you back, it's not dated. You can use that letter and do anything you want to do with it, you know.
True.
What would have been your intent to do something like that? It can't be good. And you're in an institution where collective responsibility is the order of the game, and you are doing something like that. From me come to the street, become wrong. Only a matter of time.
Thank you.
I know Mr. Crawford's speech in his speech at the conference. That if you have 40 persons around you, you must be somebody. You might be Alibaba, and that's a serious statement.
Serious, very serious.
Serious statement.
I agree.
But come back to this now, where the man say him bring you on water. That speak volume. Don't look good.
Doesn't. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ingram, for your contribution. Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure hearing from you. Good morning, Pastor Ricky. It's your time. Thank you for waiting patiently, sir. How you do?
Big up yourself, big respect, Comrade Dre, and God bless you. And big up everyone on the panel. God bless you all. Big up everyone, comrades in the 4E chat. The 4E page and the chat. God bless you. Big up yourself, Comrade Leader Mark Golden, Jensek, Dayton, Dr. Campbell, VP Ian Ailes, everyone. God bless you all. Love you all. You know, a powerful opposition leader. One said one of the most powerful speech I heard in the last 30 years, I would say, is that a corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, then the whole entire river will also be corrupt. And that is so powerful and profound because we're dealing with a culture of corruption in the Jamaica Labour Party government. One of the things that, as I shared before on another live, is that Jamaica in this situation represents the bank, and the Jamaica Labour Party government represents the bank robbers who stealing the money that was in the bank. And the commissioners of the Integrity Commission represents the security at the bank, the security guards at the bank. And so the Jamaican government robbed the bank a few times and felt like they got away with it and emboldened themselves. And now the security exposed them that they are the criminals, the bank robbers. And so what they wanted to do now yesterday was to blame the security guards for exposing them. And it backfired on them and it fell flat on their faces. I'm so glad that Justice Panton stated very eloquently that he doesn't keep malice. He's a Methodist Christian, and there's nothing in his spirit or in his DNA to keep malice. And I'm glad he debunked that, because there's only three reasons and he would have to show that they were biased against him and they singled him out and picking on him for whatever known reason. But Justice Seymour highlight that especially yesterday because he knows about the judiciary review that's in the courts. And so the courts are going to rule along the lines that there is no evidence of malice. And so it's going to uphold the Integrity Commission laws. And it's so interesting because these are the lawmakers who you think will be very eloquent in terms of knowing the very law that they're set out for other people to live by and function by. And so they wrote the law, or Mark Golding wrote the law, but they know the law because they are the lawmakers. And so Comrade Leader Mark Golding wrote this law for the Integrity Commission Act, and they know, just like you and I read the act and we can tell what section is violated in whatever time. The same thing, but they look like basic schoolers trying to dethrone and overthrow the Integrity Commission law enforcers. The Integrity Commissions are law enforcers. They enforce the law of ensuring that they investigate corruption and illicit enrichment. And how they operate is that they have a complaint department. The director of complaint get all the complaints that comes into the Integrity Commission, and they go over it to ensure that anybody can just write and say a complaint, but they check out what's presented before them, and if it's valuable or looks substantial enough that they can prove that what's in the complaint is interviews and write the declarant. And I'm so glad they brought that out yesterday on the investigation. We all know he won. When the courts is going to look over this, they're going to uphold the Integrity Commission law. But these people look so terrible. It was painful. It was shameful. I mean, it was Charles Jr. I mean, he shouldn't even be in the parliament, as I said before. He came into the parliament unlawfully. He broke the law by running for parliament. Although he renounced his U.S. visa as a U.S. citizenship, months later, I believe it's 16 or 7 months later, the fact that he entered the parliament on false pretense, he has no credibility, no standing to even mention the word integrity out of his mouth, because he lacks integrity. Many of these parliamentarians, they're all criminals. They shouldn't be in public office. They should be behind the bars, the prison bars. And so
I am so glad that the Integrity Commission stood their ground. I am so glad that these commissioners know the facts, the truth. One of the things this government cannot defend is the truth. When it comes to corruption and whatever is said about corruption, whether it's an allegation or the truth about them, they cannot defend it. So they specialize in cover up, deflection, distraction to hide from the truth. And so what is going to happen next week, the 23rd, is that the judges who sits on the bench, who rules by, Jamaica is a country of rules of law, and I keep saying this, that is governed by a constitution. It's just like the Privy Council. They look for procedural error in a case that they take, and they make a ruling based upon what is discovered. What this court is going to do, they're going to look into the law of the Integrity Commission Act, and they're going to look at the complaint, the Prime Minister. Well, in this case, he's the one who brought the case against the Integrity Commission. And I guarantee you without a doubt that they will not find any procedural error that the Integrity Commission made within the act, or also within the act, or also within the Integrity Commission Law Act. So what they're going to do, they're going to uphold the Integrity Commission rulings on his statutory declarations, and then he won't have any options left. I told you long time ago, I am 120% confident that him going to resign. He cannot stay. One last point. He's preparing Matthew British, who's not a real Jamaican, to take over. And when Matthew British take over, he's going to be Matthew British is going to be the face, and he's still going to try to be the prime minister behind the scenes. One of the reasons why I can say that with assurances is that, remember, the prime minister went on CVM TV doing the debate about Mr. Golden dual citizenship, and he specifically stated that it's okay to stay in parliament as a dual citizenship of a Commonwealth country. However, if you desire or are inspired to become a prime minister, a leader of the country, you have to renounce your dual citizenship to a Commonwealth country, because you will now declare that you have an allegiance to Jamaica, and you won't have one foot in Jamaica and one foot in the Commonwealth country. Now, Matthew British went on a radio station, and some politician, they will get the questions planted so they can answer. And I believe that this question was planted. And so he was asked, are you a citizen of England, the UK? And he confirmed it and says yes. Why would he confirm that he's a citizen of the UK when he was already in the cabinet in parliament as a Commonwealth citizen, when the Constitution says you can live 12 months in Jamaica and still go into representation? Now, the next thing that confirms, as we put the puzzle together, is that he said he's going to renounce. If you're a Commonwealth citizen and you live in Jamaica for more than 12 months, you don't need to renounce your citizenship. But the prime minister made that statement. It's not in law. He just throwing it out that if you want to be a prime minister, you have to renounce your citizenship to a Commonwealth country. So here's the puzzle coming together now beautifully. They needed to give South Trelawney a by-election. They need to give Morant Bay a by-election for so long, and they didn't. They forced Marcia Smith to resign from Northeast St. Ann, and then they import Matthew British into Northeast St. Ann for him to become an MP and so to run for parliament. Why did they force Marcia Smith to resign? It's very clear that this prime minister know that he's going to resign. He's in big, deep trouble that he will never, ever overcome. And so in order for him, they don't want Tufton. They don't want Charles Jr. They want the prime minister. The PSOJ wants to anoint Tufton, but the prime minister have some leverage. He wants
someone who can replace him, that can be a puppet, that he can still be the prime minister behind Matthew British. Now, if I'm wrong, time will tell, but I feel very confident that Matthew British, many say, well, him no have no college education and him done, him no know what him do. But he will just be the face. He will not be the real prime minister. He will be the puppet, and the prime minister will continue to be the prime minister if that happen. But I doubt that will happen, because the People's National Party will win. If now he put up Matthew British after their conference, then Matthew British will be the prime minister for a few months till the general election is called. But mark my word, there's movement behind the scenes, and the prime minister is going to resign, but he has to put up somebody who's going to take over from him. That's my contributions today. God bless you. Thank you, Brother Dre, for having me. Praise God.
Thank you, Pastor Ricky. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Breaking news. Yeah, man, people all over your sound of a stay. Don't move a muscle. Jay Brian, I come with the real something. Yeah, man.
I'm going to ask every participant, those in the panel, when it comes to the Dre Brian show, if you're talking and in the middle of your point or what you're trying to make, if you see I put up this sign which says breaking news, I'm asking you to just pause for a second and let me put up the breaking news. So just in future reference, just in case you're making a point and in the middle of making a point, you see I put up this on the screen, it means to just pause and let me share the breaking news. Now, Jamaica, good afternoon, Sanaya Cook. Good afternoon, everybody. The Integrity Commission have just written, let me see if I can put it up so everybody can see it. Yes, see it here. The Integrity Commission Jamaica has just written to the Parliament, and based on what it is saying, let me just read it so everybody can get to know what is happening here. According to the Integrity Commission, for immediate release, October 16, 2024, Integrity Commission, alarmed by misrepresentations made in the House of Representatives by Government MP Everall Warmington about audits of the Commission. The Integrity Commission notes with alarm comments made by Government Member of Parliament MP Everall Warmington during yesterday's sitting of the Standing Finance Committee of the House of Representatives. The MP falsely claimed that the financial and accounting affairs of the Commission have not been audited for years, and that no audit report had been submitted by the Commission to Parliament. We, according to the IC, haven't seen an audit. This is what Everall say, you know. Everall, they quote him in the letter. According to Everall, he's saying that we haven't seen an audit of that department, which is the Integrity Commission, tabled in this house, but they are spending taxpayers' money, Mr. Warmington told the House. In addressing the Finance Minister, Dr. the Honorable Nigel Clark, Mr. Warmington further stated as follows, and quote, I am saying, Minister, that we must get an audit report from that department before the next financial year.
There is no way that we are going to approve another $2 billion for a department that has not been audited for years. Okay? So, I expect that the audit be laid here before March next year. The Minister of Finance in return responded as follows, and quote, I don't think any reasonable person could object to your requirements. These are public funds, and I have no reason to expect that that's a difficult proposition, end quote. The Commission wishes to set the record straight as follows. 1. Contrary to the statements that were made by Mr. Warmington, the accounting and financial affairs of the Integrity Commission have been audited every year in its 6 years of existence. I'm going to repeat that. You see how the Jamaica Labour Party depend a mission to attack the Integrity Commission by any means necessary? I'm going to repeat that. The Commission wishes to set the record straight as follows. 1. Contrary to the statements that were made by Mr. Everald Warmington, the accounting and financial affairs of the Integrity Commission have been audited every single year in its 6 years of existence. The audits in each case have been conducted by an independent external auditor whose appointment has been approved in writing by the Minister of Finance himself. Now, 2. Further, and contrary to the statements that were made by Mr. Everald Warmington, the audited financial statement of the Commission have been formally submitted to and tabled in Parliament in each of those 6 years as a part of the Commission's annual reports. The letter continue, Jamaica. Let me bring it up because I don't want nobody say a lie we are tell over here. The letter continues. Number 3, for the avoidance of doubt, the annual audit of the Commission have been conducted pursuant to and in compliance with Section 21 of the ICA, which provides that the Commission shall keep proper account of its receipts, payments, assets, and liabilities, and such accounts shall be audited annually by an auditor appointed each year by the Commission with the approval of the Minister of Finance. So how is it? Me not done yet, you know, me just reached the 3rd point. How is it that Nigel Clark is going to be in support of Everald Warmington, agreeing with Everald Warmington in the House that an audit need to be done concerning the Integrity Commission? The Jamaica Labour Party are trying very hard to put the IC in disrepute. You see, them feel at every point them try to make, you know, and this is a point them trying now to achieve, talking about there need to be an audit done at the Integrity Commission. Well, here you have Justice Minister just sent a letter down a Parliament just a while ago, you know. And within the letter, it is saying that for the 6th year, the IC is in existence. Every single year, the people them audit the Integrity Commission. So how dare Nassimouth Everald and the outgoing Minister of Finance a call for audit take place down at the Integrity Commission? These people are dangerous. Dangerous. Number 4, Section 21 of the IC further report provide that the statement of accounts so audited shall form part of the annual report of the Commission, which in turn is required to be submitted to Parliament within 3 months of the ending of each year. Number 5, in respect to the 2023-2024 fiscal year ending March 31st, 2024, the Commission's annual report, inclusive of the audited and signed financial statements for the fiscal year, was submitted to Parliament on June 26, 2024. The report was formally tabled in the House of Representatives on July 9th, 2024. Number 6, ironically, the Integrity Commission Parliament Oversight Committee, of which Mr. Warmington himself is a member, met with the Commission for several hours yesterday morning. One of the stated purposes of the meeting was to review the 2023-2024 annual report of the Commission, inclusive of the Commission's audited financial statements for the 2023-2024 fiscal year. The audited financial statements appear in the last 31 pages of the annual report. So that means that none of them no read it, them just come to attack the IC. And finally, number 7, the letter which approved the appointment of an independent external auditor to audit the accounts and financial affairs of the Integrity Commission for fiscal year 2023-2024 was signed by the Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Nigel Clark, on April 24, 2024. And the wrap-up sentence states, the Integrity Commission remains concerned that there are parliamentarians who continue to exhibit a clear lack of knowledge or understanding of the very laws that they are elected to write. It is also obvious that some parliamentarians do not read the reports of the Integrity Commission that are routinely tabled in the House of Parliament. What an embarrassment this afternoon. What an embarrassment. It is a shame and disgrace. The IC is saying that it is also obvious that some parliamentarians do not read the report of the Integrity Commission that are routinely tabled in the House of Representatives. What can go so? And when you hear them say some parliamentarians no read, that simply mean that persons like Everald Warmington are one of them, but him come out and attack the Integrity Commission, but yet still him no read. This is very embarrassing.
But I read them, not read it, or them can't comprehend and then read.
Them read it, but them just want slander the Integrity Commission.
They not comprehend when they read. That means maybe they can't comprehend and read. Listen me. Most I remember Parliament. You see yesterday there's something you notice two notable person was in the committee yesterday. Question two of the most vocal members, Juliet Oldness and Wham, that was not there. Just ask the question why. I said that put that on the table till my time come.
Yes, man, for real. Good afternoon, Charmaine. I'm gonna take Charmaine, then Barry. Charmaine, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Dre. Good afternoon, comrades everywhere. Comrade Dre, listen to me. You sometimes you give me some information, you make me head hurt me, cause me don't know where to start. And me don't know where to stop. It's like it is too much garbage. But let me tell you something. Andrew Holness is a bacteria.
Yes.
Bacteria in just spread. They just spread out in the parliament. Dre, me thank you for this. Me have to come off and listen, but the only thing me have to say. Me don't know if me fi shout it or me fi whisper. Andrew, me tired. Jamaica tired of him now.
True.
We are tired. Just imagine you have an IC commission. Andre, remember now. A bully them, I try bully the IC, because if it was somebody else, they're not already wilt. You have to
Exactly.
understand that. But because this man is a man of integrity and he knows the laws and he stand up based on his principles, they cannot do him anything, so they have to now attack him.
The ice look like somebody we can bully. Then the people look at it when Greg Christie that look
but the thing about it is they thought they could have done it because look at how we have to understand, look at how they move around with everybody else. Look how they move with the Governor General. The Governor General is so stupid he don't even know what to do or say. So look, the Governor General can't speak out against anything. So at this point, remember, they are trying to do all of this to make the Jamaican people now turn against the IC because they realize that they can't bully them.
Yes.
And that is what is happening. You can't bully them, so you have to try to take the Jamaican people for this stupid labor right them. We come on point you like one of them would just come off. Where ignorant and you can Dre, listen to this. You can't see the ignorance of the people them in the Jamaica Labour Party. Instead of them reason out things and think things out. Look at what they are saying. Look at what they are saying. Look how them boisterous. Look how them vulgar. Look at the vulgarity of them. Because they have nothing, they can't defend anything. So all they have to do is attack. My last comment is, Dre, I so thank you at the eloquent way in how you dealt with the call that we got this morning. If you say what is up and what is not up. Because we all see it, we all know who Dre is. We all listen to Dre and we know say a decency right over here. So the comrades them who are take things and run with them too. And we have to talk, Dre. Some of the comrades them, so petty and just dishonorable that there are some things where they try run with. But
Yes.
that is not gonna deter us. It is not time for us to hate anybody. We everybody different. It is time for us to become united and stop the foolishness. So who want believe. Who no want believe, no believe. But on this program, the message is being carried, and it are carried with truth, it are carried through with facts, and it are carried through with decency and maturity. And I'm gonna come off because I'm at work, but I just had to say that. Dre, full speed ahead, continue the way you do. Because you can't run.
Thank you,
All right?
Charlene. I appreciate that. Take
All
care.
right, Dre.
Take
All
care.
right, bye.
Yeah, man. Your time, Barry. Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, respect, Dre. And respect for the information. Trust me, my virgin. I just get that impart the knowledge. But the first thing I would want to ask is, I say, a week or two ago, you see, my ear Colonel Charles Jr. He was actually saying that when the Integrity commissioners come to Parliament, he is going to expose the comrade leader, not knowing that it wasn't about the comrade leader. Nothing in that thing was about the comrade leader. Anything in there was about the comrade leader, brother?
Nope.
So may I ask you something, and may I ask my comrade friend them. That man is misleading. He is misleading. And the other thing is, I'm at work, so I don't really I got get the time to spend now much time when I just put across a few things. And I respect Justice Panton yesterday in regard to not even the water where them drink down a Parliament. We make them so conceited, hypocritical. You hear the man say, them know what them doing is wrong,
Yes.
It's not like they don't know. They know what they are doing is wrong. They know it. When you hear Warmington come out and say they don't get the report that the report is not audited, they know. The minister will reply back, them know. But it's the corruption water that them a drink that corrupt their mind. That is why the man say he would have never drink the water down there, because he can't believe that people who are supposed to stand up for integrity are beat down integrity. You understand what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah, and I will emphasize it, 95% We don't have to talk about the ticky labor them when they can't even read and can't even reason, don't even understand anything. The people them who are in parliament, they know what they are doing.
Yes.
Them know that them defending a corrupt prime minister. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. They know. You understand? Right? They know that they're doing it. Right? And it's not like they're them ignorant of the fact to say, we don't have evidence. Them have evidence. But them have behave just like the man up north. Them see the evidence, but them still not believe it.
Oh, true.
You understand? And we need, boy, Dre, me tell you, say, me can't wait for the day. Me just can't wait for the day.
Tago up, man. Tago up.
Dre, me say, me can't wait for the day.
Stand firm, my brother. Stand firm.
Firm and brethren, me tell you. The part you play in imparting the knowledge, even a while ago, that breaking news, my brethren, it gives me more urge to say we are the most educated party in Jamaica. We are the most educated party, the PNP.
True.
Give thanks and praise and continue to listen to you, my brother.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you for your contribution, my boss. Always a pleasure. Guidance.
Yes,
Sir Bless, your time. Good afternoon, Sir Bless. Thank you for waiting.
Good afternoon, Professor. How you doing?
Thank you, my brother. Me there. You know it go.
Yeah, man. And bless up to the people, man, the panel. Pastor Ricky, a special shout out to you. Brother, I give thanks that we have a body that stand up for Jamaica people.
Yes.
Because this brother Anansi and brother Tukuma government, we're done with it. We're done with it. And I understand with Andrew Holness and the people that support the Jamaica Labour Party, when they cannot find out nothing that the PNP have done through the 18.5 years. All of it are in Andrew's pocket and in his 28 bank account. All of it are in his bank account and his pocket. Right? And when Mark Golding, our party leader, become the Prime Minister of Jamaica, when I ask him that happen, it must happen. The body that creates to suppose to oversight parliamentarian to put them in checks and balance. I don't want them to expose parliamentarian. It's supposed to have teeth by set time. Set time. Right? As a found that you are in corruption, you're supposed to feel the full penalty of the law. The brother Tukuma and Anansi government done with. Those are the brother Tukuma and the brother Anansi government take our food off your table. They make bed can go in your hospital and infrastructure program are very, very fragile. Right? So we need to stand up as a Jamaican that voting for policy and hold our parliamentarian that we put there, hold them accountable. But when we're hungry and violation that they go out and do all type of something, we supposed to talk about it and expose them. Right? Jamie, feel like just to how much the Integrity Commission angle themselves at Parliament yesterday. We feel like we take the street now, we know. We feel like we're supposed to go out on the street now. Because this government and him come here, then Kumbolo. Then Christopher Kumbolo Parliament where them say them have. Because they ain't doing nothing for Jamaican people, you know. What they are doing for themselves and the people them will back them like mouthpiece and the Governor General and some other entity. But they not do nothing for the average man on the street. The brother Anansi and brother Tukuma government, we need to get rid of it. It can't work no more. We cannot work no more. We have Grand Pitney, we have Pitney, we have Puzzle, we have Friend, we have Air and the piece of rock. Right? We can't when they sing a little bit of language we have enough. So some of them parachute themselves and go about them business, you know. We have to day here. We have to day here. So we're going to stand up and we're going to defend Jamaica. This PR stunt and brother took my hand and the game over. Right?
That's right.
It's over. It's over. And the serious is I ever said government really put Jamaica. Huh? It can't work, Jay. It was the people like you know. Jamaica got. We couldn't find it back, you know. We couldn't find it back. We couldn't find it back. If there were people like us, so we have to give thanks. Imagine the woman that court for land and the man that court for money. What can go so? What can go so, Mr. J? The Prime Minister that court for money and the wife that court for land. Come off for poor people back now. Come off for poor people back. And Colonel Charles, big girl we have in the parliament. They telling we don't want him. Jamaica people don't want him. Right? Come with a different Jamaica people. Me a different my party. And if my party going government, and I go the taxpayers of this country, so I would have sit down and think about it, you know, before me even go up and rock a tax and my government, you know. That means I don't want to see a better Jamaica. Huh? And your wholeness, and many people in the diaspora want to come back home. They want to come back home, but you know, fix up the country, so they not come back home until the country fix up. They want to come back home and your wholeness, so you not do nothing for Jamaica. And you stop on the crap now. And big up to the ICC, a special shout out to the stand up for Jamaica. Want some more group that been labbing for Jamaica, just like the ICC. We stand up for truth, rights, and justice. Yeah? Truth, right, and justice. Look at Jamaica people have maximum up in the mall about so the man go out the road and him in the minimum wage he get $15,000. But he get $15,000 when can put on the table now? Him and his family. What can he put on the table? And his family. Not did they. Not did they. Mr. J. Not did they. This government need to go. It need to go. I will not stop. We feel like we would take the road now. And when we mean take the road, we don't mean a violent way. Properly protest against the unfair treatment we get from the government. And some group behind the government. Imagine you're in a bank, in an institution where you have a legend for Jamaica. You have a legend for Jamaica. And you don't defend the man money, you take away all the man money. And then you come tell me about you have the poor people. Come on. When I come on the attack, then think that I come on the backs. I come on the backs down on your wellness. I come on the backs down. Don't do it. You don't have the integrity to talk about your poor people. Make somebody take the phone, Mr. J. Come in ignorant, you know. God, no, you know. Sure.
Bless up yourself, sir. Blessings.
Yes, sir.
For some, good afternoon to you. Turn on your microphone, please. For some, are you there? Good afternoon, Kathy Reed. Kathy. Kathy, you could turn on your mic, please. Hello, Verona Clark. Everybody busy. Verona, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you? What's your contribution?
Well, I'm all the way in Atlanta. Listening to what is happening down there, and it's so embarrassing. You know? It is so, I mean, I must confess, I have never voted in my life. I've always been scared of politics. But my mom is a die-hearted, she's deceased now. She was a die-hearted PNP. I grew up knowing only PNP, right? My mother always take us when Mr. Manley come in to Westmoreland to see him. I remember the last time I set my eyes on Mr. Manley, and I have grown to love Mr. Manley, you know? And whenever there's an election, my brother always have to put my mother in the car and take her to vote. So we grew up loving the PNP, and it has always been an honest party so far as I know. And I voted once in my life, and I must confess I vote for Mr. Andrew Holness. But Right now, I try me, because me a big woman and say, okay, I'm gonna try, but Mr. Holness let we down. Mr. Holness let down. I mean, I had no respect for that man again. As far as I hear on the news, Mr. Holness has disappointed us. And so many people can be telling lie because I listened to Justice Panton this morning, and he has disappointed us. And honestly, I hope I'm in Jamaica to vote when election, because definitely Mr. Holness have to go, because I have my children in Jamaica and my family, and they are complaining how they're hard. The road is bad. The amount of people that is dying. I'm afraid to listen to the news sometimes. It is so heartrending. Right? There are a lot of issues. I could talk for a whole day. I think I'm going to write a book. Because these things that is happening in Jamaica, if we don't have a change of government, it's going to be like Haiti. Right?
But Verona, honestly, honestly, like how you put him in, you have to go help get him out,
Definitely, I will, because at the end of the day, we are free to vote.
Yes.
And it's nobody not supposed to. Back in the 80s, I remember people were scared to vote because they might shoot them all kind of something. And the baddest man of Jamaica then gone with him. You see? So I believe people free now to go vote.
True.
And nobody shouldn't stick them up with gun and tell, because at the end of the day, we all put our pots on fire separately. You see? And we have a right to choose who govern the country.
Of course.
Yes. I mean, when our children grow up, I'm telling my children not to steal. And imagine that 7-day man where the whole lot of us say, oh, he's a Christian. I have pastors in Jamaica right now saying, oh my God, when Mr. Holness come in, Mr. Holness, I gotta go to church. Be a stunt, because the Governor General say a General me call him, because you all excuse me, because not a soul hearing nothing from him. Nothing. It's like we are on our own. Right? And this man plucking out the people, them eyes. And he's silent. Because I'm 7-day friend. But there's a time coming when everybody has to go out and vote. Because when the children are hungry, when you can't pay your bills and all of that, you can't go ask Andrew Holness for money or ask the Governor General for money to pay your bills and feed your family. No. So everyone in Jamaica have to realize, and I always comment, in the Gleaner and the Star Post, make their posts. I always post when I see all those people jumping up and cussing and carrying on. I say they are the unemployed. They are the unemployed, because if they were working and contributing to the society, they will see that, oh, this man is wrong, and they would be able to talk. But some can't talk because they are looking for their $2 and then $3. So they become so corrupt, and so they blind their eyes. You can't tell them anything, And my husband in Jamaica is a labor right man, but I think he ain't going to change for him not put up with nonsense.
That's right.
He not put up with nonsense. He was in PNP. I can't tell you everything, because if I talk, we know who I am and who he is.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Me have to start
hold back some of the information. Hold back some.
Yes, me I hold back some. But me know, and he have to change too, because me they gonna tell him, say, no, this can't work.
Oh, man.
You have to vote for PNP again, because he was a diehard with PNP, and he have to go back. He have to light a candle, sing a song, and find his way back home.
That's right.
Yes. These things are too much things are out there. I'm going to come to Jamaica, and I said, Lord God, suppose when me come there and trade me at airport and kill me.
It's sad. It's sad.
I remember Mr. Holness saying we'll be able to sleep with our doors open. People, you can't want one business at Jamaica. You fear so them a come kill you and take it from you.
True. Up to last night, there was a robbery and the gunmen walking at the man business place, two of them two gunmen walking at the man business place to rob him. Little did they know that the man have him license firearm, and when them going there to rob the businessman turn on him gun pan them and blaze them up.
Yes, man, blaze them.
One of them run away, one of them drop right in the road, and when them attack, who are the driver? Who bring you come here? You want to see him a gas breath. Criminal.
Yes. And Jamaica manufacture criminal because of that they are being taught to steal. Right now, don't be surprised if you see more thief coming out and saying, "Oh, we'll never tell the Prime Minister for behave himself."
True, man. But let me just welcome, good afternoon, Dr. Audrey Dixon, the next Member of Parliament for North Central Clarendon. You're welcome, sir. Always a pleasure when you could join the Dre Bryan Show. Big up yourself. Yes, Verona, continue.
Yes, I'm so, because when I watch the news, and I see what is happening, America is so huge.
Yes,
and it's, you can walk your dog. You can come out of your house any time of night and walk your dog and what have you. We have never been threatened. You see what I mean? So when I see all this crap happening in Jamaica, just a simple dot on the map. And there's one law for the rich and one for the poor.
That's how it is. That's how it is now.
Because this morning when I saw the news that they go and pick up those scammers in Portmore, and I said, look at that. Look how quick them watch this man and his family and got pick up the common law wife for him. And look at what is happening. And no, politicians don't go. I think it was they sign a law, that politicians must not go to prison. Only I remember back in the days when this labor minister did go prison to thief up the labor money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that was it. That is the only person go to prison. They take down Kern Spencer. They fling out Dr. Blight for discrepancy. And then they, that's how they do it. But these people need to be put in their place and they need to pay for the wrongs that they have done.
True.
Right? You can't have people, your children going to prison, being shot like animals on the street. And you have people taking away money. I respect Usain Bolt so much. I love that boy. Me go in place, go eat. Me and in children, my grandchildren, and go there and have dinner with. That boy is so respectful. And look how he run out in life for Jamaica to be recognized.
True.
And then you thief him money. How then for thief Usain Bolt money and be sleeping in their bed comfortable?
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
All over, you hear people talking. People can relate. But listen, there's going to be an outbreak in Jamaica. There's going to be something terrible happening in Jamaica because just the Jamaicans, we are nice, humble people. And we can be tame. But you see, when we get out of hand, it's very hard. Very hard. They say, I remember Mr. Perkins say, the most, what you call, use this word, the most, and then said Jamaican people they're angry, they're full of anger. Yes. He said the most vicious slaves, they were transferred to Jamaica, right? I remember Mr. Perkins said that.
True.
In dead gone. And I believe that one day they're going to be a demonstration in Jamaica that police have just stand up and watch the people then because the police not even getting their fair share of salary.
Yes.
Neither the military, and they are out there. I used to be a security guard, and I know what it is to work at night. Yeah. And they used to be there assisting us. And they don't sleep at night. And look at even the teachers. The teachers had such jobs that teach everybody. And they are not being paid fairly. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous what is happening in Jamaica. Jamaica need to take back the country. Mark Golding need to take, the people need to go out and vote for Mark Golding. Give somebody else a try. Try somebody else.
True.
One person can be in there. Look, but one of the things, one of the things I'm looking at, in the whole Labour Party, they don't have nobody to replace Nigel Clark. I was laughing the other day.
So many of them. So many of them.
This is so sad. But look at the PNP. They have Damian Crawford. They have all those brilliant minds. And,
Yes, man. The doctors.
yes, that can easily rise to the occasion.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm so disappointed that Lisa Anna has resigned,
I mean, yes, man, but it's just her time. It's her time. She would have contributed. She played her part, and we wish her well.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But
yes, sir. But I mean, Jamaica is a lovely place.
yes,
I'm over here, can't even get what I want. And look at all that I live in Jamaica and want to go back and enjoy it. And you're afraid that the economy, you can't buy bread if you not send down barrel. You can't be able to buy your food.
crazy.
And when you reach the wharf, the prices that they hit you with again, it just blow your mind. So I'm up here thinking, I'm saying, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Go to Jamaica and shopping, or should I ship down barrel? Because when you check it out, the prices of the things in Jamaica, and then you have to go pay at the wharf again to clear it. And my daughter told me, she said, Mom, food is so expensive in Jamaica. I think you should buy everything up there and ship it.
Wow.
So Jamaica is a place where we love Jamaica. I would like to invite friends. So let's go to Jamaica. But I don't want to carry them down there and they kill them. These boys cannot buy guns. I mean, they cannot. Some of them can't even buy dumpling. And they have guns. They have the most expensive guns. Even some of them have it on the street to hide it. Some of go to school with it, all kind of something. But let me tell you something, sir. There is going to be a day of reckoning because there's a God who sits above, right?
Yes.
There's a God, I strongly believe, and I know people are praying for Jamaica because the pastors, they don't come out, And one of the things when pastors are hide from Parliament, all the time I say one of them should have in there, two of them sit down in there pray. A lot of hell wouldn't be broken loose in Garden House, in the House of Parliament, because people are there praying. You see?
True.
And their pastors then come out. Joseph was next to Pharaoh in Egypt, right? Joseph was a man who heard from God. Then you have Daniel, and you have, so when the pastors them take with themselves and go sit down at them yard and their church board them a pray, one of them should be ministers in the house, or two of them where they can sit down in there and pray. Yes. So they have demons in the House of Parliament making decisions for church people and decent people. That's why we had so much problems in Jamaica. That's our large meeting I keep in Jamaica with Prime Minister. I have never heard that in my whole life.